Whispers of the Enchanted Woods, The Fox and the Grapes. Best English story. Once upon a time, in a lush and vibrant forest, there lived a clever and mischievous fox named Felix. Felix was known throughout the woodland for his sly nature and his knack for outwitting other animals. However, beneath his cunning exterior, Felix harbored a deep curiosity and a desire for the finer things in life. One sunny morning, as Felix roamed through the forest, his keen eyes caught sight of a luscious vine draped with clusters of succulent grapes. The grapes glistened like precious jewels, their hues ranging from deep purple to vibrant green. Felix's mouth watered at the sight, and he felt an overwhelming desire to taste their sweetness. The vine, however, was tall and the grapes hung just out of Felix's reach. Undeterred, the fox stood on his hind legs and stretched his body as far as he could, but the grapes remained tantalizingly distant. Frustrated but determined, Felix tried once more, jumping and leaping in a futile attempt to reach the tempting fruit. Each time he failed, the grapes seemed to mock him, as if laughing at his efforts. Angry and vexed, Felix muttered to himself, "Those grapes must be sour and unripe. Who needs them anyway?" He repeated this mantra to console himself and tried to convince his rumbling stomach that he didn't want the grapes after all. Yet, deep down, he knew he was only trying to mask his disappointment. Weeks passed, but Felix couldn't get the grapes out of his mind. His obsession grew stronger, and he spent his days plotting and scheming. He devised numerous strategies, each one more intricate than the last, but the grapes always remained just beyond his grasp. One day, while strolling through the forest, Felix spotted a flock of birds flying overhead. An idea sparked in his cunning mind. He decided to seek the help of the birds to acquire his coveted grapes. He approached them with his plan, promising them a feast of insects and worms from the forest floor in return for their assistance. The birds, intrigued by the prospect of a feast, agreed to help Felix. Together, they hatched a plan. The birds would fly above the vine, fluttering their wings and causing a gust of wind strong enough to shake the grapes loose. Felix would position himself beneath the vine, ready to catch the falling fruit. With their roles assigned, the birds and Felix put their plan into action. As the birds flapped their wings vigorously, a strong breeze swept through the forest. The grapes swayed and danced on the vine until finally, they succumbed to the force of the wind and plummeted towards the ground. Felix, agile and quick, darted to catch the grapes as they fell. He gazed at the delectable fruit in triumph, savoring the moment of victory. Yet, as he took a bite, he realized something unexpected. The grapes were indeed sour, just as he had claimed when he couldn't reach them. Frustration quickly turned to realization, and then to amusement. Felix chuckled at himself, realizing the truth of his own words. He had spent so much time and energy obsessing over something that wasn't worth his efforts. The fox had learned a valuable lesson that sometimes, the things we desire most may not be as fulfilling as we imagined. From that day forward, Felix vowed to focus his energy on appreciating the simpler pleasures that the forest had to offer. He found contentment in the warm rays of sunlight, the rustling of leaves, and the camaraderie of his fellow woodland creatures. And so, the tale of Felix the Fox and the Grapes became a legend in the forest, a reminder to all who heard it that sometimes, the sweetest fruit is the one we already have.